Joining me on the Terror Machine. This is your monthly love reading for the month of May 2017, and this will be for the sign of Pisces. So let me go ahead and put this message out there at the beginning of this video. I had started out doing the quarterly readings for second quarter lovely love readings for all the signs, but the Mercury retrograde hit me with the hardest lesson. I ended up losing a family member. So now, I'm going to end up doing the monthly readings until I regather all I need to do personally. So I can get everything back in order, because this one was actually not a disruption, but it was something that was unexpected, and it hit me hard, and it's just like my brain went and shut down on everything. So I'm going to go ahead and see how this is going to go and see how this will work for you. So let me go ahead and start with the reading for Pisces. Let me give you your overall um, message that can help you for the month. It says find a middle ground and compromise. So basically, it's saying that whoever you meet, single, whoever you meet, try to meet this person halfway, even if they have a different point of view on about love or bringing them into a relationship. Try to kind of see them from another angle, or a person may be seeing that about you. Kind of meet them halfway, and try to work with them. And even if you already coupled up with somebody, it's just saying that you're going to have a little conflictions in your relationship. Try to see both sides of the coin. Did not bring in any kind of disruptions into your relationship. Try to work a even ground and come to a fair conclusion when it comes to something that could affect your aspect of your relationship. So let me go ahead and get the cards and see what energies you be working with for the month. Wow. Okay. In the middle of the reading, what you have is the Six of Cups and the upright. If you're single, what it's showing me is you're going through a period. You're probably thinking about old relationships, or you having people that you are attracted to and trying to bring into a one-on relationship that kind of have resemblance, or they remind you of somebody that you used to deal with or date or had a relationship with in the past. Somebody could be looking at you like that, or you're looking at them like that. But it's also saying that you're trying to, going into the future of bringing somebody into your relationship, you're trying to take this new person and create a old facet that you had from a relationship in the past. And it's like you're throwing old characteristics of what you had before on somebody brand new. As you already in a relationship, is what it's saying is that you doing more reflection of how your companion is, or your companion can be having a reflection on how you used to be. You could have been with them for a long time, and they just having a reminiscent of how you used to be, and how you grown into a different person now by being in the relationship. And you having reflective periods of how your relationship was a different way in the past. What you have underneath you is the world. So the world usually brings about a karmic change, or a change to your aspect, no matter if it's within yourself or it's something from the outside. But the change is coming. So what it is saying if you're single, whoever you're going to meet is is going to kind of help you um complete a certain type of relationship cycle that you are having. It's bringing the change about you may been not in a relationship for a while, and this person is looking at you like that, or you're looking at them like that. But once you get with that person or try to bring them into your personal sphere, what it's saying is that they will bring a certain change to your daily activities or the way you think about a relationship, and maybe it's something brand new that you never seen before or dealt with before, but this change is an evolution of yourself when it comes to being in a relationship, and it took that person to bring it out of you. If you already coupled up with somebody, it's saying that your relationship is starting to change. It's starting to become different than you used to have it before. Maybe it's usually when the world is upright, the change is nor negative or positive. It's just a aspect that it's going through. So it's basically this change that's coming into your relationship. If you're one on one, it's a change that may be needed to kind of wake up a certain sense in your relationship or your one on one relationship with this person. Maybe that this change was needed or is long overdue, but the change is going to actually come, and it might come. You can see it coming. That's what it's basically saying. This is not something abrupt like the tower, but it's something that it has ran its gambit of course, and it's basically it ran its course. Now it hit its peak, and then you finally kind of the light bulb kind of comes on. It's like, oh, okay, now we're on a different level when it comes to our union. What you have behind you or in the past, you have the page of wands. So if you're single, it's showing that you're dealing with somebody that's younger than you, or you may deal with a younger person that they lack drive. They present themselves with just they're kind of lazy, or they looking at you like that, that you're presenting yourself to a certain point that they feel like you're not putting no drive or effort into the relationship, and they think that because of that, that it could bring a change to them, that they might carry an extra burden, or this youngster may bring this change to you. This person that's younger than you is dealing would have bring this change about that. And I'm trying to word this a good way, that if you always dealt with a person in your relationships that had a lot of drive about themselves and you liked it, that this one that you getting is going to bring no drive to it, then it makes a certain change in your relationships of how you can deal with this or try to work out the issue of this person having this lack of energy for being in a relationship. If you're already coupled up, what it's saying is this could be representing a child that both of y'all as a couple is trying to have. This child is in your life, and you're trying to have them get more drive or be more independent, so you as a couple would stop focusing all your energy on this child or this person, or and this is more of children that are old enough to be on their own, so that you can use that energy to focus back on your relationship, and this child being lazy won't bring a disruption to your relationship of you focusing as a couple always your energy on this child. Or your companion can be acting childlike at this time, or having a sense that they don't want to put no energy into the relationship. They're just sitting back and letting it be as it be, and not making a move to try to bring a change to the relationship, because you do have the world. And like I said, either negative or positive, even though your companion could be acting this way, childish or lazy, it is bringing a change to the relationship, because you're trying to figure out why this is coming about, because is a different aspect that it was never brought into your relationship in the past. What you have um, above you is the of swords. So for singles, you having the seven of swords is saying that you could be uh, meeting a person, and they're not open. They're secretive about their life or their past relationships. They're not bringing um, no information to the table, or and they having you clouded of trying to figure out stuff. They're not open. They basically closed off. They're not trying to reveal anything about their past relationships. Maybe the past relationships didn't go too well. Maybe the past relationships they were in were kind of user abuser style relationships, and they don't want to bring that, because it seems like they probably brought it up in they bring it up in every other relationship, then the relationship turns into that, so they decided to close themselves off on information and keeping stuff very secretive when it comes to themselves. They may be thinking this about you, or you can be thinking that about this person, like why this person is not opening up and telling me stuff, why everything is on this kind of secretive kind of creep tip. As a couple, what it's saying is that maybe you or your companion is hiding something from your significant other. You're not bringing something to the table for them to make a full decision on, or have full disclosure. And if it's a child, maybe this child did something, and one of the parents found out about it, and you're not bringing it up to the other one, because you know it's going to cause a disruption in your relationship, because maybe you're trying to get your companion to focus on the way things used to be, or you've been trying to craft that back into your relationship, and then you bring that up. Now your companion is focused on that, and it disrupts all the progress that you're trying to bring into the relationship to make it better. And if you're single, it's showing that, and I don't like saying this, but you could be getting hooked up with a sneak thief, a klepto, a sneak thief, a person that is a taker and never gives into a relationship. And it's just an aspect that you need to be aware of. Or this person could be thinking about you, thinking that you're that type of person, because you're so secretive with your information. You must be hiding something about your past, or you're not bringing something up. Something must have went wrong. But you could be that type of person, that somebody's a sneak thief. And I hope for couples that your child or whatever didn't get busted on a thief, on stealing some stuff, and you found out, and you kind of corrected the issue, and then you didn't bring it to your companion, because somebody is stealing something in here. Either it's time, emotion, or money. It's somebody is stealing something from somebody in this relationship. Is more of an outside person to me that is disrupting it. It's not something internal. It's a person. If you're single, it's somebody you're meeting that's being secretive about some dirt, or it's in a companion, something went awry, and they're covering it up, not to disrupt the relationship. It just came up and it flashed in my head, so I had to put it up out there. The last card you have is the Empress, And the reverse, the Empress is usually a nurturing and caring. It means giving birth. It means brand new. But in the reverse, somebody, if you're single, whoever you're getting with, eventually they're covering up something and they're being a bitch about it. You might be trying to grill them about it, and they may be grilling you about it because they want to be in a relationship to you. Then you're going to come off snappy or being bitchy about it, or you're going to put this wall up, or you're going to go off on somebody on a certain way that they're going to have a second thought on you, or they will have you will have that second thought about that person, or they will have that on you. But somebody is going to display themselves as non-nurturing, very cold, and bitchy. Now, for somebody coupled up, what it's saying is that somebody is finna go through a mood swing. To me, it's more of a mood swing that some external factor is going to interfere with them, and then they're just going to come off snappy, cold, shut off, and bitchy once you start asking them about what's going on. They're going to be closed off about giving up the information because something is hitting them. But I'm going to clarify some of these cards because the queen, the Empress in reverse is a true bitch. It is a true bitch, and but somebody is going through a mood swing of they finna act real cold and shut down the way they used to be into this whole thing of being more closed off, secretive, or trying to cover up something, or they're trying to do it to not hurt somebody's feelings or bring more drama to the relationship. So let me go and see what this page is doing, because this page is actually doing way too much. Okay. For singles, whoever this page is, they're not, if you're trying to get a relationship with them, um usually the King of Pentacles is a person that's authoritative with money. I'm not getting that with this reading. I have a funny feeling that this person burns through cash, or this dude wants to get, or he or she wants to get in a relationship, and it has to be based on money. It has to have a money aspect to it, because that's all they think about is money and how much they have or accumulate, or how much they can collect and save. Or because this page, usually pages are immature in a sense, but when they in reverse, all of them are basically irresponsible, and this one may be irresponsible with money, or they present themselves like they have it but they really don't. So for singles, they have to watch that, and you have to watch that if you are presenting that to somebody else. If you already coupled up, it's showing me that even though you thinking about the past, something about this child have something to do with money. It could be something as simple as, because the school season is about to get out and get back in, so it could be an aspect that some intuition bills is coming up and they're trying to cover it up, or you gave them some money and they used the money on something else other than what you gave it the money to them for. And and it's kind of might cause a disruption because somebody's keeping something secretive, and or it's a money issue being put into your relationship that is being covered up, and somebody don't want to bring it up because it will cause a disruption in your relationship. Let me see. Wow, it's definitely a money issue. 10 of Pentacles in the upright. So basically, for singles, they better be watching. This person is all about the money. They immature. They don't know how to save money, And usually the Ten of Pentacles means they very content, but with the page being the top, and pages are younger people that don't, they haven't mastered everything like knights and stuff. They master a different way about stuff of how to carry themselves when it comes to finances and business and relationships. So this one, if you're single, watch out for this, really, this gold digger is really a gold digger or a youngster trying to get over. They lazy, but they want everything. Basically, they're lazy and they want everything. As a couple, it's showing me that it's a money issue that's about to be injected into your relationship, because this money issue seems like it's a big concern, and somebody is not bringing it up because somebody knows that they're going to get a big attitude on it, or it's going to infuriate somebody, you know. Let me see who's sneaking and beeping on this Seven of Swords. You got the Seven of Cups. If you're single, what it's saying is, it's saying don't close yourself off. You may have another person outside of this page of wands that you can have a relationship with. If this page of wands being secretive, it's saying that you have more options of a different person that you can go out to, or this other person may have different options, and it's just a random wheel. But the one that's on top of it, the page, is probably not the option. Don't, it's saying don't close yourself off too. It's, to me, it's saying that don't close yourself, because this one person present themselves. Don't close yourself off to somebody else. You're not dedicated to this one person. Don't close yourself off, because there's other people out there that may act different than the one that's out here. Now, as a couple, what it's saying is, even though this bad situation may come up and people's being secretive, you may have different options of how to clean the situation up, not to send things in, not how to put this in your relationship and make your relationship go awry as a one-on-one. If it's some kind of outside thing, it says it may be different stories that may come to you about this situation, because Seven of Cups mean different options. It can also mean different sides of the story that could be coming to you, that you may have to examine before you make a final decision and go off on somebody with this Empress in reverse. Let me see. Okay. As singles, 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords upright means you getting mental strife. I mean, you just getting mentally beat down. What it is showing me that even though this page is in here, I think you already know whoever this person is that is being secretive and not giving up no information. You're not trying to focus on the person. Really, you're not trying to focus. There are options that's in the boat, but you haven't made a final conclusion on it. You know, you're not letting that one person bother you. You kind of taking that one person, or that person is taking you as is. They're not really trying to dig for information about you or whatever. They trying to fish to see if you a person that they could be in a relationship with, but they're not holding a grain of salt to it. Basically, they're not trying to let it get in their head and weigh them down, because they may have other stuff to deal with. If you are already a couple, is saying that no matter if this is looking kind of weird or bleak, or somebody's trying to bring some disruption in there through a younger person, or the situation have something to do with money, you're not trying to focus on it or bring it into the relationship, because basically it's some secretive stuff going and somebody's going to go off, but you're not trying to focus your energy or be mentally bogged down by taking your relationship in that direction. Now, I want to see about this Empress in reverse. So let me see what this Empress. Wow. Okay, you got a Pentacle in reverse. You got the, yeah, you got the king in reverse. This one, sorry about that, it was the knight. So, but you have the king in reverse. It's a money issue. See, it's definitely a money issue that's coming about. It's somebody that doesn't know how to manage money. And this is for singles. You're meeting somebody that don't know how to manage money, or they get into relationships for money. It could be to you, or it could be somebody thinking about being in a relationship with you, because you're presenting yourself with, like, you together with money, and these people ain't got no this person you're trying to get with ain't got no money. They're in it for the money, you know. And if you already couple up, it's just showing me somebody messed up some coins somewhere. Somebody mismanaged something, and they don't want to bring it up because they feel it's going to be a disruption to the relationship. I keep getting, because you got 3 coin cards, and you got 2 cup cards, and 1 empress in reverse, and a couple swords. So it's definitely some kind of external money factor that is ready to present itself in May. It's presenting itself in May. It's going to cause a disruption. Okay, and then you got the star. So that's good that you got the star at the end, because the star at the end means no matter what's going right, you're going to see the positive side of what's going to happen. So if you're single, it's saying you're going to be more optimistic this time if you're going to meet this person. I'm just warning that this person may be out for the coins, but you're having more optimism about being in a relationship, or getting somebody, or somebody being optimistic towards you. But because all these coin cards is here, and the sneak card, they may be optimistic, and I'm gonna hate to be real about it, that they can run a pimp on you, basically, or get in your wallet somehow. And it's kind of weird. This is a weird reading, because you got a change that's coming. And like I said, the world is not negative or positive. It's more of, you can control it to whatever way you want to control it. Either you having this optimism about this person, or you could have optimism for these other options and not really the page, because you can see the page is out for the coins and stuff. You can see him, he's out in the coins. So you're having optimism. I have a funny feeling you have more optimism of going into them other cups and picking somebody else. Don't just zoom in and focus on this one person, because this one person that's messing up some money, or want to be in a relationship for some money, is reminding you of somebody you dealt with in the past. So spend your optimism towards these other options you have, because this current one is presenting themselves way too conniving, or way too sneaky, or way too incognito about something. If you already coupled up, it's saying that you have optimism that the situation will come together by the end of the month. Whatever issues you're working out that has an external factor, or it has something to do with some money, that you will go ahead and it will have a optimistic outcome, or it give you some type of renewal in your relationship when it's coming to deal with this. But it is a money issue. But it's like the card says, find the middle ground and compromise. If it has to be one of those things, you have to tighten your belt up, and not, to like tighten your belt up as a couple, and then move on with the situation, not to focus on it. Like with the Ten of Swords, is like definitely in reverse. Is definitely you're not focusing on it, to keep your composure on stuff and keep your relationship intact without bringing something external in it. You just go and find that middle ground and work with it. As for singles, find the middle ground and compromise. I don't think it's no compromise. You can find a middle ground with this dude, or whoever you're trying to, dude or female, that you're trying to bring into a relationship, but focus your optimism on these other options you have when it comes to finding somebody else. Just don't, I would veer away from this page, because this page is coming with a little bit too much, with a little too much of, I want to be in your wallet, give me, give me, give me, and they ain't gonna bring nothing new other than strife to the relationship, because you're gonna be like, God damn, you spending way too much money you don't have, and why you always broke, or and plus they giving you the sense of somebody you dealt with in the past. So I hope you like this reading. Go ahead and hit subscribe, leave your comments at the bottom, you can thumb the video up or down, and I'll talk to you later.